What's up, guys? Welcome back to Mikey Yourself. And for this video, we're going to swap out the handlebars off of our 2017 Road Glide. So let's take a look at these bars and let me tell you why we're going to actually swap these out. So that is how the project was supposed to start. This is how it ended. In the meantime, this means I have to put the old bars back together. So I've got to undo everything I've done, put it all back together, and then go from there. So what happened? I got complacent and didn't pay attention to the details. So that said, I'll summarize at the end, but let's look at what that video was supposed to be like, and you can see the end result after I fix the issue. Okay, so here's what we're going to. So these are Hill Country Customs branded handlebars. I'll throw their link in. That's who I usually go to buy all of my like throttle cables and all that stuff, because I think they got a really great site where you can select the length that you're looking for. And when I say length, it's based on your handlebar size. So if I say I've got 14-inch apes, then they will send me the kit for 14-inch apes that are specific to my bike. So it makes life a little bit easier. I don't have to figure out if I need 22 millimeter versus 28 millimeter. You know what I mean? Anyhow. So we're going to go back to kind of the traditional bend, so a little bit smoother. That should make life a little bit easier when we fish the wires through. All right, guys, so I've never taken these bars off before. I've swapped out the hand controls because I have the LED style ones now. And I've, of course, swapped out the grips, but I've never taken the bars off. So from what I understand, once we have this removed, it really is a matter of unplugging these three connections here. And, you know, taking these off because you can't, you know, your brake line and all that stuff's there. So, we'll go ahead and take off the brake lever and the clutch lever next. And then we'll go ahead and undo these 4 bolts, disconnect, and then pull everything all out in one shot. Some people, I think, go ahead and take the hand controls off for whatever reason. Maybe it's easier to do up here. We're probably going to find out. In order to avoid these things like clanking and beating up my interfering, I like to reuse these bags that are nice and smooth. And yeah, they're good for putting your calipers in and use the string kind of hang on it. So it's a little garage hack if you don't know that one already. So anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and jump on that. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. All right, now that we've got the bars off, we can kind of take a look at a side-by-side comparison of the size difference. You can see it's a little bit lower. Now, these ones are further away in between, but I think tip to tip, well, no, they're a little bit wider too, tip to tip. So it'll give us kind of that nice, you know, stretch out of your arms. It's not so close. So depending on you as a rider, whichever one you like, you know, kind of be your jam. So, all right, let's go ahead and take off the hand controls and let's get these wires out. Okay guys, so now we're ready to do the new bars. Pulling these things out was actually really easy. It wasn't bad at all. I was a little concerned because of the 90-degree bends that I would get hooked up on one of the plug heads and end up pulling that thing out or whatever, but it actually went through pretty smooth. And on those bars on the lower part, if you didn't catch it, they have caps that can be removed. These are the ones with the little Harley emblems on it. It's got the bar and shield. So if you needed to, you could actually get into that bottom part. So I think that's a really smart design. I don't know if, well, I can tell you my bars that I put on the Road Glide or Road King, they didn't have it. So that's a really good design. I don't know, that should be standard. So what we're gonna do now is I've got some fishing line tied to a bolt or nut, and then I've got a shoelace on there. So I'm just gonna let that go down. Actually, we'll start with the throttle side. And what's nice is you just let the weight of the nut take it down. And when it pops out at the bottom, then you got your fish to be able to pull your wires through. Oop, come on. There we go. So now we can go ahead and tape up our wires to the end of the shoelace and then pull it on through. So what I like to do, because I use a nice long shoelace, is so I can see the shoelace at the bottom and then start working on the wires. So I'm gonna get cracking on that. We'll pull the stuff through and then we'll put the grips back on. All right, so I finally got the wires for the right side through, and so lesson learned, was I tried to do the hand control wiring first, and followed by the throttle, and it just wasn't working out. The throttle plugs are bigger, so they kept getting jammed up almost at the bottom. It was kind of frustrating. So in order to kind of counter that, or counter it, I don't know, take a different approach, I pulled the wiring back out. I went with the throttle first and then did the hand control, and that worked out perfect. So one thing I am noticing though is like this fits a little snug. That's the throttle by wire thing. So I mean absolutely nothing. Seems like it turns fine, so we'll check that out. But yeah, that side's on. Left side should be a ton easier because I don't have to worry about that second set of wires. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull those through, and I think at that point we'll be ready to kind of get it back up on the bike. So I'll bring it back. So in order to get those bars on, because there's no pinhole like there is on the stock bar. So let's look at the stock bar, and you got the pinhole there. I'm gonna have to hammer that out real quick. So that's just, bing with a friggin' punch, and that'll come out. It's not a big deal, but something to be aware of. All right, guys, so we've run into our first major issue. the mounting clamp area for this new bar is too small. All right, so let's talk about the mistake I made. When I ordered my first set of bars, I looked at the description. It said for late model Harley Davidsons, blah, 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 with 1 inch, handlebar areas. What I didn't notice is the mounting area. So this is a set off of an older bike, and if you look, oops, get a good measurement there. That's 1 inch. This is what the Road Glide needed. Oops. 1.25 inches. So just 1/4 inch difference made this a nightmare for me. Yeah. So don't make the same mistake I did. Pay attention, trust but verify. You may know for sure what year and all that is. Go out, measure it. If you can easily get to things on your bike, just to make sure you're ordering yourself the right part. Save yourself the headache and the cost of shipping. So now we've run into another issue, and that is these stock bars, or these bars from Harley, they have a hole there where the front plate of the brake and probably the clutch, because it's on there too, there's a little nipple there that goes in there and only allows you to adjust your your brake lever up and down so much, right? So in order for me to get these onto the new bars, I'm going to have to knock that thing off. So I think what I'm going to try to do is just use a chisel punch and a sledgehammer and see if I can just knock that thing right off. If I can, great. If I can't, then we'll have to file it down or take a Dremel to it. So let's try the brute force way first, and we'll go from there. All right, see how this goes. Okay, need a little bit narrower chisel. Let's get some wood. There you go. There you go. It's off. So now I can do this to the other one and get these brakes and clutch levers on. All right, guys. So once you get your bars on, you're going to want to, before you tighten them all the way down and torque them, make sure you got them at the right area that you want. And then you're going to want to make sure you kind of turn your bars from left to right to make sure you have proper clearance, especially on a Road Glide. Road King and your Street Glide aren't going to have these problems because the fairing is mounted to the handlebars on your Street Glide, and then of course there is no fairing on a Road King. But on the Road Glide, since it's stationary, it's possible that you could hit it. So you want to go ahead and turn all the way right, turn all the way left, and make sure that your bars aren't hitting the fairing. You don't want to damage your stuff, so yeah. But once you do, like I said, figure out where you want it, get that set, and then you can adjust where your grips and hand controls need to be, because depending on that angle, you may have them spun too far forward or too far back. You're not trying to do a brake like you're trying to do a wheelie or something like that. So you want to get it at the right place. So I'm going to go ahead and get mine adjusted and then hook up all the wiring. So again, I want to do this before I do all that wiring and everything else, before buttoning it up, because I don't want to find out that I've got it in a spot that's not comfortable for me. I want to make sure it's dead on, so that way I can enjoy the ride. So we finally have the bars on. They're tightened down. Because these are much wider than my last bars, these mirrors I don't think are going to work out. And that's okay. So, one of the things I had mentioned in the beginning was I wanted the chrome to flow a little bit better. And I think not having chrome mirrors kind of throws this off a little bit. It's just like too much black up here. So I think if I add chrome mirrors to it, which I just happen to have, it'll just look a little bit better. So I'll probably just throw those on anyways. But I've got the bars adjusted to where I think I will enjoy them. And you know, it's only gonna have to figure it out as I ride. But there's definitely a huge difference in the width of these bars versus the other one. So it's gonna take a little bit of getting used to. I'll probably have to make some minor tweaks here and there, but all in all, I think it's gonna be much more enjoyable getting that height down just a little bit more. That 2 inches does make a huge difference. All right, guys, so that's gonna be a wrap for this video. Again, opportunity to learn from my mistakes. I should have checked that, you know, mounting size. I just made assumptions based on the website. And in the past, the bars I've done, 07 Road King, 1995 Softail Fat Boy, you know, these are bikes where the mounting area was 1 inch. So I got complacent. I need to make sure that I'm getting the right stuff. And it was a very costly mistake on my part. I didn't blame the vendor. I did work with them. Unfortunately, the cost of shipping back to Texas for this product wasn't cheap, right? It ended up being on my dime. They were able to exchange it for me. So, you know, it's unfortunate, but if you want things to happen, you gotta kind of, you know, accept your mistakes and move forward with it. So I hope you enjoyed this. It's not my first time doing a handlebar video for you all, but it's my first time on a newer style bike. So I hope maybe you saw something that you've been looking for or whatever. And if you are looking for something in particular, as long as I don't have to tear down the bike just to show you, reach out to me, throw it in the comment. I'll do a short and at you in that video, so that way you know what's going on. If you want a particular view, something that you're just kind of, oh man, I wish you would have covered this part, Mike, or whatever it is, more than happy to do it. So until my next video does post, I hope to see you in the wind.